I'd like to call to order the meeting for this afternoon for the Citizens Advisory Commission, April 3rd, 2023. If we could begin with roll call, please.
Obleton, Gleason,
Here.
Wills,
Here.
Hodges, Kiefer,
Here.
Holloway, Bird,
Here.
Nolan,
Here.
Gilmore,
Here.
and then excused Cooper, Lord, Rasso Adela, Rasso Allen, Johnson R. Patel. We do have a,
Yes, we do have a quorum.
All right, at this time, I'd like to welcome any citizens with business to present to the Citizens Advisory Commission. Seeing none, we'll move on to our next item, review and approve the minutes of the March 6, 2023 meeting.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Yes. Next, we will review and accept the financial report through December. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that we do in fact have a financial report this month. Our long delay from HUD's approval of our plan is complete now. So we just got the approval about 3 weeks ago, probably just a day or two after our last meeting. And then we've been pushing through to kind of month by month methodically work through the financials with our finance department. So we've worked our way up through December. So we have a good 6 months there for you to look at. We don't have at this moment any concerns that nonprofits will fall behind. Everybody seems to be about where we would expect them to be given, you know, their individual circumstances and how they draw. So we are moving right along.
Thank you, Heather. I believe we had a motion to accept. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next line item, we have a recap of the year 49 allocation process.
So last month in March, the CAC approved the recommendations to City Council for how to use the year 49 CDBG grant funding. If you recall, we did have actual grant amounts at that time, and so far those have stood firm. HUD has not published any adjustments or edits to those. So your recommendations went to City Council, Committee of the Whole, and were approved at full council at the end of March. So we are moving forward with including those in our annual action plan. The annual action plan is out for public comment right now. Today's the first day of the 30-day public comment period for that plan. And then, you know, we'll go through the comment period and it will go back before City Council at the first cycle in May. Once City Council approves it, then we will submit it to HUD, and that will be the final step, and we'll just have to then wait for HUD's approval of our plan to be able to start spending money effective July 1st. Usually that approval doesn't come till the fall, so we wouldn't expect to see that till August or September, but sometimes they surprise us, good ways and bad ways. So we'll see how that goes. But so that's kind of like the functional version of where things stand with the year 49 allocation recommendations. But we did want to give everyone the opportunity to kind of talk about how the allocation process went, and if you have any thoughts or recommendations for future process or, you know, changes you would like to see. The next time we meet, assuming we'll get to the schedule, but we will approve or we'll bring to you for review the plan for public input for the year 49, year 50 annual plan, and then we'll do that public input process through the summer. So if the CAC would want to make any changes to the allocation process, you would need to kind of consider those over the summer, and then we would need to approve them in the fall so that we're ready to go for next year's allocation cycle.
Thank you, Heather. Next, we'll go on to other business.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to cover that in other business. So if you're ready for me, Mr. Chair, I can. We'll just let Dale, he can staff the meetings from now on. I'll just take the nights off. As I mentioned, we've kind of reached the end of the road with the year 49 allocations, and we haven't yet started the year 50 allocations. So with that in mind, we as staff do not see a need for pressing business to arise at the May meeting. So if the CAC would so decide, it would be in your decision if you wanted to hold that meeting or cancel it. We would expect that at the June meeting, we would want to get together because, as I said, we will bring forward the draft of the public input survey and kind of the plan for public input that we will cover over the summer. But assuming we go through that process and you approve, we wouldn't see any need to meet again then in July, in the summertime. So, and we would talk about at June what we wanted our fall schedule to look like. But that's what staff sees at this time. That said, we do always say if you would be interested in canceling a meeting, you would want to phrase the motion so that if pressing business arise, that we would call the meeting back to order.
Thank you, Heather. Is there a motion to waive the May 1st meeting?
I'll second it.
All right.
You have that one? Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Anything else for other business, Heather?
No, from a current year standpoint, as I said, now that we've finally gotten the HUD approval, we are moving as quickly as we can to get through those draws. And then we think that we will be back on schedule within the next month or so. Hopefully, at least by mid-May, we would expect to be fully up to date. It just takes time, you know, the back and forth between our department and finance department, and then you have to get HUD to approve it. So it just takes about a week or so for each draw, a little more, a little less. So we do expect to go through that. In terms of upcoming CDBG business or changes, we have not heard anything yet from HUD about what to expect for the future. You know, obviously, the way budgeting works, you know, you would expect that Congress will have passed the budget in October, would be if it was, you know, going according to schedule, but that doesn't always happen. So hopefully we'll know some type of draft funding before we meet again in June. If not, then we probably will just estimate level funding like we have in the past for future. And again, if you have any thoughts or comments about the allocation process that we just finished or the application process and you want to talk about them, don't feel like you have to wait for a meeting to do that. You can always shoot us an email with your thoughts or your call or give us a call, and we can talk those through in preparation for putting a draft application together for next year.
Thank you, Heather. One question for you.
Yes.
At the last meeting, you mentioned that you were going to have an event or an open house for community planning.
I will get you that date. Somebody else in our office is planning that, and I don't know the exact date of what they were scheduled, so I will get that back to you.
Thank you, Heather.
That's our National Community Development Week to celebrate the grants and the accomplishments. Our national organization does ask that we plan an event every year, and one is being planned, but it's someone else in our office that's handling that. So, and I know she told me the date, and I just don't remember it, so I'll have to ask. It'll be this month sometime, April. And I'll ask her for that. Okay? Thanks for the reminder.
Thank you, Heather. And any other business anyone would like to bring up? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
She just wants to jump right to the end. And Nancy Nolan.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.